What's going on, beautiful people of the internet? Let's talk about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. Now, this is coming right from you from a casual Call of Duty player. I mean, I'm kind of a sweat myself, but in a casual sense that I'm not a pro, I'm not a huge streamer, I'm not a huge content creator. I'm just me, the formality. I'm a guy. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the beta from my perspective. Let's start off with the good. I like the beta. It's a good game. I've played all the betas since Call of Duty Modern Warfare in 2019. I love the beta. Love 2019, the first Call of Duty game, I should say, that I've actually gotten all the camos on, got everything unlocked, did everything in it. I love the game so much. I put over 1,000 hours into it. Loved it. And I knew I was going to love it right from the beta. That's always a good sign for me because Call of Duty betas are typically the full game. It just, you get a little bit of it a month early. So we can't be wrong about that. Then Cold War came out. Cold War's beta was terrible. Hated it. Thought about returning the game. Didn't. Kept it because I hoped it was better. Cold War sucked at the end. Vanguard came out. The beta did. Played it. Vanguard sucked. Hated it. And then played Vanguard whenever it fully came out. Hated that game too. Now we got the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Played it. I enjoy it. It's good. It's a good beta. I like it. So if that's all you're going to watch, there you go. Modern Warfare 2 is good. I think you should buy it. I think you should play it. I don't usually plug the games a lot, but I plug this one for sure. I like this game. If you want to get more to depth, what do I like about it? The guns are obviously good. I like the guns. Now we'll get more to what I don't like about the guns in a second. The guns are good. Some of the maps that we got to see are good. The two of those maps, I don't remember the names. I like the way they're set up. They're pretty decent maps. I like that they got rid of slide canceling. They got rid of slide canceling, which I like and dislike. I dislike it because you can't shoot and slide anymore, which kind of sucks. What I do like about it is that in Modern Warfare and Warzone, the most annoying mechanic was the fact of slide canceling to reset your tactical sprint. So all you had to do to get around really quickly was just slide, sprint. You know what I mean? And just, I thought that was the dumbest mechanic ever. So I'm glad that's gone. Glad that's gone and over with. But I do miss the kind of like the ability to stop sliding so you can shoot. So there's that. I mean, honestly, I'm probably gonna give you more bad than good. I like the game. I do. And I just feel like there's more bad than there's good. And you might say formal. Why would you suggest this game? Why do you like this game? There's more bad than good. Well, because I just like the type of game Call of Duty is. An arcade shooter. I love these types of games. I love playing arcade shooters. And that's just the way who I am, what I do. And that's why I like this one. This one actually feels clean. The graphics are good. Not the best. They could have done a lot better with the graphics, but they're good. Guns are good. Gun sounds are good. The game feels good. And there's that. Let's just talk about the bad. The bad's going to be the biggest part of this video. And honestly, like, who cares about the good? Let's hear about the bad, right? I don't know how, haven't watched any other review videos, so I don't know what everyone's talking about here. So we're just going to talk about what I feel. First things first. The UI. The UI is clunky as hell. This UI that's right in front of me, this is the beta 2, or the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. This is the UI. It's definitely not going to change much of anything. It's probably going to be exactly like this. This is terrible because this is exactly how it was for all the other games. The UI was what you got. This sucks. This whole message of the day thing and all of this, it's like it's confusing at first. And yes, as you play the game, I've put already 7 or 8 hours into the beta, I think, maybe even 9 at this point. But as you play the game, you get used to it. But like at a first glance, like, what the hell is going on? I want to play Call of Duty, so I'm going to accidentally click on Invasion. Worst game mode, by the way, that they could have ever gotten out of. But I'm going to accidentally click on Invasion. But we're just going to scroll down here, and now we're into the beta, actually. So this will eventually just be Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone. And there's that. We're in it. Now we're in the beta. Right, we're here. Still kind of clunky. Quick play makes sense. It's like the old way where it's like it's here. Press R to filter out what you want to. We have all the different game modes. You just got to slide, which I wish you could use your mouse wheel to slide it around, but nope. You got to click the button. I don't think you can't use your keys either. You got to click the button. So this is kind of clunky. A little mouse wheel actually be nice. Once again, it's weird until you get used to it. Now we're used to it. There it is. Top right. Also clunky. I didn't know what the hell I was clicking on for a while. Like, the biggest problem I still have is I don't know how to leave a party. I played this for 9 hours. I'm trying to get out of a party, and it's like the hardest thing ever. They made this really complicated and overcomplicated this for sure. And honestly, altogether, Activision has taken off a lot more than I can chew, I think. And we'll dive into that now. Activision has not only made Call of Duty, but they made this game mode called Invasion. This is basically like Battlefield. This is like their Battlefield mode. So not only are they going to have to update Modern Warfare 2, they're going to have to update this Battlefield mode and balance that out. And they also have this third-person mode, like the old Call of Duty, so they're going to have to balance that out. And then they got their regular game modes, like Search and Destroy and everything like that. But then they also have Prisoner Rescue, which is basically like Siege without the fortifications. And then they got Knockout, which is it's just capturing money in the last and the whole day. So basically what I'm saying is that they've not want to say ripped off, but they've got Call of Duty, Warzone 2 coming out. They got these other bigger type game modes like Invasion, which is basically Battlefield. They got Capture the Prisoner, which is basically, Siege with less steps and stuff like that. And it's a lot. So I don't know if Activision's going to be able to handle the workload they put on themselves here, but they got a lot of work ahead of them to keep this game balanced, keep everything going. And you could say it's just as simple as like, we just got weapon balances and stuff like that. The game will be good. No, there's gonna be a lot more that goes into that. But back into the clunky UI. Well, let's talk about the weapons that's clunky here. This whole system is annoying, and I hate it. So you got it first. You got your kill streaks, weapons, and vehicle customization. This is simple. The kill streaks are easy. They're hard to mess up, so we don't have to worry about that. What I don't like about this is the weapon customization. If it doesn't tell you how to make a new class until you just like, oh, there's a plus button. Oh, create a loadout. Cool. That's how we make one. So we already got our classes made up, right? You're coming here. What I don't like is that I wish I could just edit it from here, and I can just edit my guns. But you got to click on this first, and then you got to click on R to get to the gunsmith. It's a lot of extra steps. I wish I could just click on the gun and get to weaponsmith there, but it actually takes you to the gun menu, which many of times I've messed up and have accidentally changed my gun out and have had to reset my build. So this is it could be done better, especially the perk packages. I don't know if anyone's known this. It took me 7 hours of the game into beta to know this. You can make your own perk package. I never noticed the plus was here. I was using the default perk packages they give you. Then someone's like, why are you using the default one? Just make your own. It's like, oh my God, you can make your own? Yeah, you can. Holy crap. And the worst part about this is also clunky. If I want to edit it, you think, oh, I click on it to edit it. No, it adds it on there. You got to press R and then edit perks. They just added a lot of steps into it. Like, oh yeah, you can rename it or delete it, cool, but like it's just a lot more steps to put it in here. And even if I want to change my perks, like say I want to use spotter, and I go back, sometimes it saves, and sometimes it doesn't. So you got to make sure after you make your perk, you go back, click on it, make sure it's saved, and then go back and make it work. Like I wish you could just press escape and it would just save it, but you got to there's all these extra steps that I feel are unnecessary in this beta. The last thing we're going to complain about the UI here is the actual gunsmith. This is simple. What they don't tell you is that to unlock other barrels and other attachments for, like, we'll say the M4, we're going to use the 5.56 NATO receiver as this example. I maxed out the M4 right away, right? Everyone else did. It's like the #1 gun to use, in my opinion, because its range damage fall off isn't that bad, and its close range is pretty good. The submachine gun damage fall off is pretty bad, but we're not talking about that. We're just talking about what we like and don't like about the game. So we're going to use the 5.56 NATO receiver in this example. You max out the gun, and half the barrels are still locked. And it doesn't tell you. It just says locked. It just says locked. So how am I supposed to unlock the rest of this stuff? I have no idea. So in an experimentation, this beta, for someone that's like me that likes to figure out everything, I don't know, maybe it's out there on TikTok already that could have told me. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I don't care. I was like, you know what? Let's just level up all the other stuff in the receiver class, right? So if you go over here, you click on this, you can see or you don't even go over here. You can click on this, you can see the different types of receivers or guns you can make out of it. We're actually going to click on progression. As you can see, M4, you got to max out to be able to unlock the Icarus, which is the LMG, or the Recon, which is the battle rifle. So once you do that, you got to level up and max out this gun to unlock the MP5, or not the MP5, the submachine gun. The MP5 is in the other class. You got to max out this gun, the LMG, to get the assault rifle. M16, by the way, if you haven't played the beta yet and you're going to tomorrow or the next day, or even the regular game, M16 sucks. It's bad. It's so bad. But you got to max out all these guns, and it wasn't until I finished the M16 and the FSS Hurricane that I unlocked all of the barrels for the M4 itself. So I don't know if this is like a beta lock in the game, making you use all the guns, or if you actually will have to max out all the guns to unlock every single attachment, which is confusing because, as you can see down here in the bottom left, we got 19 out of 20. I can only assume there's more than 20 levels in the gun because they would have said 20 out of 20 if we were finished with it. But it's still 100% at 19 out of 20. So maybe there's more levels for the guns. But you can see there's a lot of stuff still classified, so maybe if basically what I'm trying to say is, can I max out the M4 and get all the attachments for it? I'm going to say no. I think you have to max out everything in its receiver class to unlock all the attachments, because that's how I had to do it right now for the beta. To unlock all of this stuff, I had to max out all the guns, which is, I'm not against. I don't hate it, I just wish it told you that. Like someone or somewhere, something needs to tell you that, hey, max out the guns, unlock everything else for the other guns. Like with M4 being the base, you think you could just max out the M4 and would it count towards the other things? No, you gotta do everything else. You gotta use the LMG, which for the beta at least sucks. You gotta use the battle rifle for the beta, it sucks. Unless there's a way to make it a one shot, I can't figure it out. But someone's probably figured it out because I've already seen a lot of crazy builds. It's like, holy shit. but it's annoying. So it at least tell you, like, how am I supposed to know this, right? Another thing, this is just beta wise, real quick. This isn't game wise. Why give us a where is it? Why give us a fucking shotgun that we can't even level up? What's the point of this? I don't remember if them ever doing this in a beta where I can't actually go to the gunsmith and build this weapon. Why even give this to me? Sure, I get to see, oh, this is a shotgun, cool. They're already, I can tell you they're gonna nerf this. This is gonna be the first nerfed gun. This gun is fucking gross in its baseline, but like, why give us pistols that we can't put anything on it? Like, give us something. Well, don't put something in the beta if we can't use it. But that's my beta complaint there. So we'll go back to the actual game. So yeah, that's it's just, if it would just tell me or tell us that this is what you have to do to unlock all the stuff for the guns, then cool. The thing that sucks is that, like, most of these guns aren't competitive. This is beta again. Aren't competitive in the beta, so it was a struggle to try and level up some of these guns and win, because here's the complaint. The TTK in this game, the time to kill, if you don't know what that is, the TTK in this game is quick. It might be the quickest in a Call of Duty ever. There's builds in SMGs that are two-shotting people. There's M4s that are two-shotting people. Typically what we see is like usually a 3-shot for most of the guns at any range, and that's crazy. And like, I know that, you know, we don't want to hit marker galore. We don't have to hit someone with 10 bullets to kill them. But I've never seen it in a Call of Duty. For example, MP5 in 2019. I'm going to use Modern Warfare for most of the references because that's the one I played the most. I hated the other two. But in 2019, the MP5 was one of the best guns in the game, and it was still a 5-shot kill. It still took 5 shots, 5 bullets to kill somebody with it. And it was one of the best guns in the game. Right now, one of the best guns in the game takes 2 shots to kill you, and it's an automatic weapon. 2. Now, depending on the distance, will matter. But my biggest complaint is probably the TM to kill. They either got to nerf the weapons or buff the health. I don't think in core game modes, getting 2-shot by a weapon that's not a battle rifle or marksman rifle is crazy. And the battle rifles are madly underpowered too. If anyone's used them, madly underpowered other battle rifles. But I think it's because we can't unlock all the stuff for them yet. But if core is a 2-shot kill, what is hardcore? Half it. If someone sneezes on you, you die. Is hardcore just going to be no UI now, and you aren't actually, like, your health doesn't change? What's that mean for that? You know what I mean? What is hardcore going to be if core is such a quick TTK? And you know, that also brings up the other complaint of, like, some of the damage fall off. The damage fall off in these guns is crazy. We play Call of Duty to play an arcade shooter. We don't play Call of Duty for realism. Now, I get damage fall off has been since 2019 and maybe even sooner. I can't remember. But like, it's crazy. The biggest example, like, say M4. My build right now, up close, it's a 2-shot kill. Far away, it's a 7-shot kill. 7 or 6 sometimes if I hit him in the head. It's crazy, and they'll be like medium distance away. The damage fall off is crazy. So like, this system of damage fall off being like huge in this game turns it to more realism and less of an arcade shooter, and it also makes you play a type of way. The gameplay and the way you got to play this Call of Duty is we've left the world of run and gun for Call of Duty. This is the crouch walk meta, this is the slow push meta, and this is the jump peek meta, if that makes any sense. And by jump peek, I mean people basically, people are going to be sound whoring a lot. They've already do it in the beta. People are going to be jump peeking everything. When they get a chance to go to a corner, they're probably going to walk up to a corner, jump peek it so that they can try and see you first and get the ping and then shoot. And if they don't see anything, they'll go back to crouching because they're going to try and go back to sound whoring. And that's what we see. We don't see a lot of people moving. Typical Call of Duty, people camp at Call of Duty, it happens, but it's worse now, in my opinion. Like I said, I didn't play much of Vanguard. I don't know how bad Vanguard was, but even in domination and team-based game modes, people don't want to move. I'm not gonna say search and destroy because search and destroy is tactical. You don't have to move if you're defending an objective. There's no such thing as camping in search and destroy. But stuff like domination, team deathmatch, people aren't moving. People are too worried whether it's their KD or they're not good enough, whatever it is. We're in this weird meta where the run and gun, it feels like in this Call of Duty, is gone. And I'm not going to say, some people are going to say, oh, run and gun's gone because the game's clunky. Call of Duty's not clunky. Just because you can't slide cancel anymore doesn't make the game clunky. I would say that this is a smoother version of Rainbow Six Siege. That's how it feels to me a little bit. It's smoother because Rainbow Six Siege is clunky. But the guns, the way the game looks, the way the guns feel, it feels more like a Rainbow Six Siege kind of game. The recoil is really not as bad as everyone says it is. I mean, it is kind of disorienting. You can turn down the camera shake, so it's not as disorienting. But I mean, it's like the toughest thing in this game. Really, one of the toughest things is target acquisition. A lot of the people still blend into the background, so it's hard to see like who I'm trying to shoot at. I don't know if that's still on purpose because all the Modern Warfares or all the Call of Duties have this problem in the last couple of years where the skins match the walls and the scenery, so I can't really see it. And like, sure, you could be like, well, it's a military type game. Of course, they're gonna wear camo that blends in with their surroundings. Like, yes, but it's an arcade shooter. Call of Duty's always been an arcade shooter. It's never been meant for realism, and it feels like this is the direction they're taking it. It feels like they're taking Call of Duty into a realism, sense, and I don't like that. That, me personally, that's not what I play Call of Duty for. If I want more realism, I'll play Battlefield or something. But Call of Duty was never meant for that, and that's how I feel. I mean, the goods, for me, still outweigh all the bads we just talked about. I like the beta. I just don't like the kind of meta I'm seeing out of it. I don't like the slow. I call it the walk meta. I don't like the walk meta or the crouch meta, where we play. It's just a slower game. It's a slower Call of Duty, and I don't think an arcade shooter should really have to be played slow. But if you play it slow, you'll typically see yourself dropping anywhere from 25 to 35 kills, without kill streaks. If you can live long enough, which, oh, that's another complaint I almost forgot. 2v1s in Call of Duty sometimes were pretty easy to win. Just because, like, if you had the right build, you had the good aim, you're good. 2v1ing in this game's tough. Quick fix is a terrible perk. It takes forever to heal you. The stimmies take too long to heal you. You take too long to heal. And so basically you got to try and like fight one guy, hide in the corner for a second, and then heal up, whether you do have a stimmy or the quick fix, and then try and re-engage. But with how fast the TTK is and everything else that we talked about, it's really tough to fight two people in one. And sure, you could say don't put yourself in those situations, but it's kind of hard when we have everything else that goes on in the game. You're trying to, I like to play Call of Duty constantly moving. I like to try and move as much as possible. I'm not much of a sitter. So I try and mix in what is the meta of Call of Duty into the way I like to play the game. Like, as someone ever should, you should play the game you want to, how you want to play it, but you also gotta kind of like, you gotta kind of bend your will to the meta, because otherwise you're never gonna be successful. You gotta do that. So, you know, it's tough. It's tougher. It's definitely, so to end the video, the game is harder in a sense of, like, the day and age we are in gaming, everyone's good, right? We've left the scene of people being bad in video games, and there is skill-based matchmaking in it, and that might be why. So those of us that are better at the game kind of suffer. We're going to be constantly sweating and never have that casual Call of Duty experience ever again, where it's like, oh yay, you know, this game, I'm going to try and drop 40 because I can. Now to be like, this game is like, I got to really play slow and tactical and hope I drop 10 because I'm going against absolute sweats just like I am. And it's not, it's not, to me, it's not fun. And some of you guys, you know, depending on where you are in FPS and shooting, and be like, well, skill-based matchmaking is good for me because I don't play against sweats all the time. But Call of Duty and Call of Duty, when it had a CDL version and then the regular version, was the best, right? Ranked Call of Duty should have skill-based matchmaking. Non-ranked should be casual. I should be able to play the game however I want and not have to worry about, you know, having to slow down or anything, because now I'm playing against like ginormous sweats. Typically what Call of Duty is, or used to be, was like you'd have like 2 good players in your team, 2 bad players in your team, and then some people in the middle, right? The people in the middle sometimes would frag out too, so like it was like, you know, it was balanced, and it wasn't really skill based, but that's how I always felt, right? You always had someone that dropped like 50 kills and maybe 20, and then 10, 10, 5, 5. Now it's like the lobbies are basically like 30 kills, 20 kills, 25 kills, 25 kills, 30. And, you know, you look at their deaths and everyone's died like 20 times, 25 times. Some people have only died 5 because they don't move their feet. But so you can say it's balanced, yes, that's because skill-based matchmaking, but you like really have to work hard for it. And there's something to be said about like casual enjoyment of a Call of Duty game. It just doesn't really exist. But yeah, other than that, to wrap it all up, I think I got everything I got to say. Made this a little bit longer than I wanted to. The Call of Duty beta is good. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the best one since Modern Warfare 2019, but I don't think it's better than 2019, unfortunately. All they had to do was just reskin that game, and we would have loved it. That's all they would have had to do. They're using the same engine anyways. Just gave us 2019 with new guns and new maps. I would have been okay with it. I'm sure you guys would have been okay with it. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the beta, what you guys think about where Modern Warfare 2 is going, what you think about the video. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, just let's talk about it a little bit, yeah? If you like this, subscribe for more. We're going to be pushing out some Call of Duty content after this video, so get ready for that. See what we've done in the game, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.